Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. Last time we left off, we got a little bit more involved in the, I think it was the Aeronautics Club? Oh, I probably butchered that. Anyways, basically, the beautiful girl who is a super senior, mind you, I think they mentioned she got held back several times, likely on purpose. She's working on putting together one of these gliders. She's not quite ready yet. It needs a couple of specialized pieces that we're helping get fixed for her. But other than that, it seems like both us and the wheelchair girl, who, again, forgive me, I completely forgot her name, we're kind of, both getting very invested in this, this potential of this glider taking off eventually, and actually working. So, without further ado, let's jump right on back into it. The scorching sun was shining. Since I was on the roof with nothing to block the sunlight, the heat was almost burning me. Today's hot as hell, I grumbled as I wiped the sweat from my forehead. It was already 7 o'clock. It was just before midsummer. That's why the sun was shining stronger and stronger. Today was Saturday, so there was no school. Now was my chance to get some of the dorm other work done. I've climbed up on the roof and was fixing leaks this morning. This building's in pretty bad condition. I heard that the owner who collapsed a few days ago was also the caretaker here, and that she was an elderly woman. Since it was a girls' dormitory with no guys around, there were quite a few places that had been left damaged. This place was so old that I couldn't help wondering if they weren't originally aiming to register it as cultural heritage. The owner, who was a widow, opened the manor house as a student dormitory before I was born, which means that when we were calling this place the Witch's Mansion, students from Keifu Academy were already living here. Since then, the owner had been taking care of the boarding students like they were her own children or grandchildren. However, since the redevelopment plans were brought forward, land prices in Kazugawara have been rising. The owner's sons were hoping to let go of this place, which is one of the reasons why I was brought on to take care of the dorm mother's job in such a hurry. There was nothing I could do by meddling in such adult matters, so I just focused on the work I had to do. Inflation's a bitch. Alright, that should do it. I finished the roof repairs and climbed down the ladder. Now, next is... Quank quank! Hat, who had been pecking the soil, approached my feet when I climbed down. It's a digression, but because Duck eats weeds and bugs, it seems he can deal with the garden maintenance if I just leave him there. However, he'll also peck at flowers and such, so the person responsible for gardening needs to watch out for that. What's up, Hat? Where's your buddy? Quack! I had no idea what he was saying, but he definitely looked bored. Sorry, but I've got work to do. When I get back, I'll give you a bath. Quack! The door to Habane-san's room was closed. I couldn't hear any sounds from inside. There were also no signs that she was awake. I think her first name's Kotori, right? Still asleep, huh? That's sleepyhead. Hey, Habane-san! Wake up, Buchi. Hey, Buchi-san! Shut up! What do you want? I'm going shopping. Want to come with me? Huh? Is that the reason why you disturbed my peaceful sleep? Her expression was telling me that if this was America and she sued me, she would have won. What? I mean, I hate how accurate that is, but geez, what the fuck? Shots fired, man. You're oversleeping. It's a nice sunny day out, so let's go outside. Why do I have to deal with your shopping? It's shopping for the dormitory. You eat too, don't you? I'll get ready, so hold on a minute. Yeah. When she saw Ageha waving her hand, Habane-san made an annoyed face. Hi, Ageha. Yo, Aoi. Morning, Habane-san. Morning. Wait a sec, why is she here? Didn't you say we were going to do shopping for the dormitory? It's fine, there's something I needed help with. I had planned to meet up with Ageha from the beginning. That's because I wanted her as a special advisor for today's task. Right, let's go.
Let's go, let's go!
What is today's task, We arrived at the underground part of the shopping mall. There were many small shops in the shopping arcade, and there was also a large supermarket. I was pushing Habane-san's wheelchair while we were going around the grocery store with the Geha. What do we need?
First, you need chicken thighs, then red peppers, green peppers, onions.
Habane-san looked like she still didn't like the fact that a Geha was with us. She was glaring at me as if she was trying to put a curse on me. I got a Geha to help come up with dinner for tonight's menu. Fuck me with a menu for tonight's dinner. I don't know what it is, but these translations, like, they fuck with me, man. Ugh.
So, why did I need to come with you?
Because you can carry the bags? Habane-san was carrying the green supermarket basket carefully. Ageha and I kept tossing more and more foodstuffs into it.
Paprika powder, whole tomatoes, cured ham, then there's...
Whip.
Don't sling them like that.
I'll get some mineral water. Bam!
Heavy. Oh hey, can I buy some potato chips?
No. Oh, Pakurimi chips. I remember those.
Cheapskate. I'll pay for them later, so put them in the basket.
Whip. Also, we'll soon be out of rice. Let's buy some while we're here. Bam! With food for all the boarders, the basket that Habane-san was carrying got filled in the blink of an eye.
Don't treat me like a shopping cart!
While complaining, Habane-san was very careful not to let the contents of the basket fall out. Don't drop anything.
Damn it. Is there anything you want, Habane-san? Ice cream.
Today's shopping was covered with the budget of the dormitory, so we couldn't really buy unnecessary things. Although, she was helping out. You can get Bari-kun.
Huh? I want something of higher quality. This won't be sufficient compensation for my work.
If you insist. I decided to treat it to strawberry Haagen-Dazs with my own money. Is this one okay?
Yeah, I guess.
We finished up at the cash register. The food costs about 50% more than usual, but tonight is a special occasion. Ah, damn, I forgot to buy ground meat.
But we don't need it.
It's for tomorrow. Going shopping over and over again is a pain, you know? I left them behind and went back to the store. I looked for the meat in the ground meat section. If possible, I'd like one with a discount sticker. As I thought, there aren't any at this hour. The boarders' food expenses are paid on a monthly basis. The dormitory is run as a kind of a hobby by the landlords, so it's just a rough estimate, but there is an upper limit established as part of the rent agreement. As cheap as possible, as tasty as possible. That was the creed the dormitory's meals followed. I looked at the packs of beef that were lined up on the next shelf. 2,980 yen for 100 grams. This supermarket is popular among wealthy women, so it sometimes offers very expensive premium ingredients. I'd be nice to get this kind of meat for everyone once in a while. I murmured to myself. Ah, here's one of the characters from the intro screen. And also for my thumbnails.
Will this one be fine, I wonder?
Whip. A girl reached out and tossed the luxury marbled 2,980 yen for 100 grams meat into her basket.
Will this be enough? We're having beef curry after all.
The girl who took the pack looked a little troubled, but continued tossing more and more of the luxury marbled meat into the basket. In the end, she took everything that was on the shelf.
That should do it.
Are you going to use luxury marbled beef in curry? And thinly sliced at that.
Huh?
I only wanted to say that to myself, but I was so shaken up that I ended up saying it out loud. I mean, if you're making curry, they have meat for curry over here, see?
But the meat doesn't look that big when you're eating curry, right?
Well, when you stew meat this size, it becomes more tender and much smaller. If you use that kind of thin meat, all the fat will melt away and there won't be any trace of it left.
Huh? Huh?
In her basket was about 1 kilogram of marbled meat that was meant to be used in sukiyaki. Is she gonna stew all that in the curry? What a waste of good meat. As I stared into the basket, she looked at me like she didn't quite get what I was saying.
Excuse me,
She said, and seemed embarrassed as she moved over to the fresh fish section. Did I scare her off?
there's also seafood curry, so maybe I should buy some fish too.
While saying this, she threw sea bream with the head and tail still on it into the basket. I watched her from a distance as I took a pack of cheap pork and ground beef meat into my hand. Munch.
It's delicious. Habani-san, you're a strawberry lover? I like cookies and cream. I see. Is that tasty? Of course. Say no. I haven't said anything yet.
Munch, munch.
1 spoonful, just 1 spoonful. No, there's only 1 spoon. It's fine, we're both girls. No means no. Skinflint. Alright, just 1 spoonful. Yay! Thanks, Habani-san. My Haagen-Dazs.
Munch.
Delicious.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
When I'd finished paying and came back, Habane-san was feeding Ageha her ice cream. I felt like I'd seen something I wasn't supposed to see.
It's not what it looks like. She said she really wanted to eat it, so I just let her have 1 spoonful.
I see. Well, it's not that you two are getting... Well, it's nice that you two are getting along.
No, it's not like that. Strawberry's nice too. Hey, another spoonful. No, that's it. There won't be any left for me.
She said while blushing and continued to eat her Haagen-Dazs restlessly. Okay, let's go. Here, take this bag. Bam!
Hey, this is heavy. I'll help too, as thanks for the ice cream.
I pushed Habane-san's wheelchair and we left the shopping mall.
Hey, how do you cut this?
Give me that. I'll show you how it's done. She obediently passed me the knife, though she looked slightly irritated. I cut the vegetables in a way that she could see easily. Like this.
How about this green pepper?
It would probably be best to cut it vertically into a few parts.
Okay, I'll try that.
We came back to the dormitory and began cooking in the dining hall. I got Habane-san, who couldn't reach the stove, to cut the vegetables. I was cooking while Ageha was helping and telling me how to do it. Hey, this is pretty easy.
Isn't it? You just cut the vegetables and stew them with the chicken thighs,
said Ageha, who had brought the recipe. Basque-style chicken stew. I couldn't guess what kind of food it would be from the name alone, but it was really easy to make. First, you grill the chicken thighs, then fry them with the sliced vegetables. After that, add a canned tomato and broth and leave it to stew. It was a dish that didn't need to be prepared too precisely. That was the main course. Then we prepared a salad and soup.
Quack, quack.
Even as Hat walked around her feet and quacked, Habane-san was quietly immersed in her work as if she hadn't noticed him. What amazing concentration.
She's surprisingly the earnest type.
Despite complaining at first, when she started, she got very serious.
Phew. It's quite hard to cut them evenly.
Well, those don't have to be that even. Differences in thickness give the food some variety and texture.
Cut them unevenly? Got it.
She said and focused on intentionally cutting the vegetables unevenly. Just like before, her expression was the very image of seriousness. Ageha, what do you think of the soup flavor?
A little too mild, I guess.
I'll add salt and pepper. And so, the preparations for dinner proceeded smoothly.
Wow, it looks delicious.
The boarders who came into the dining hall one after another were surprised at how different the food was compared to the usual. The meal times for the boarders weren't set in stone. Although I usually make meals on a consistent schedule, the time when everybody comes in to eat isn't particularly fixed. It was fine to be late or not eat at all. That's why we often eat at different times. This is the first time since I came here that we've all gathered together like this. It was only today that I told them in advance to come at a specific time. Okay everyone, please take a seat. You too, Ageha.
Excuse me. Today's dinner looks amazing. Hey, can we start eating already? I'm starving.
Go ahead, enjoy your meal. The boarders looked at each other and cautiously tasted the food.
It's delicious. It really is delicious.
I heard the word delicious coming from all the boarders. Let me see. It's true. It really is tasty. Basque-style chicken stew. I made it myself, but I couldn't quite imagine how it would taste. Unlike the Japanese or Chinese food I usually make, it almost didn't include the seasonings I was familiar with. The meat stewed in the tomato soup was tender and was surprisingly refreshing. More importantly, the flavor of the meat had really been drawn out, so I had no complaints at all about the taste. It's the kind of thing that you would eat on a hot summer's day when you don't have much of an appetite.
This is great. Please have some salad too.
The salad served in a big bowl was divided between everyone. There were cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, and avocado. They were dressed with mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella! Even though it was just a normal salad, the reactions continued to be,
This salad is also delicious. It's kind of fancy.
Ryoko-san, a second year like me, and Sanai-san, the third year with the trademark glasses, both seemed to really like it.
Fufu, this is a Geha-chan's creation.
Everyone's expressions showed a sudden understanding. The truth is, today's meal was made with the help of Himegi-san's advice.
So, that's why Geha came here. I only got him to make the food I wanted to eat myself, though.
By the way, it seems that Ageha and Ryoko-san were already friends. You see, it seems the food I was making didn't really go down too well with everyone. Apart from Kaneko-san, all of the boarders instantly looked away awkwardly.
It's not that it didn't taste good. Yes, but the servings were very big. Yeah.
If there's something on your minds, please tell me everything, okay? It was a little scary, but I thought I'd try to talk with him about it.
How should I put this? It was all the same color. Ah, that's it. I know what you mean, Yuka-san. But today's food is colorful.
That's right. Red, green, yellow, white. There were various colors and it looked vivid. The food I usually made was ginger pork, brown, fried rice, brown, curry, yellow, yakisoba, brown, Neapolitan pasta, red, and so on. Basically, those were all monotone compositions.
Harlequin's food was hearty and I quite liked it though. Yes, it's not because it didn't taste good, but you see, it's been really hot recently and we didn't really have much of an appetite. So we get tired of it halfway through.
Everyone was really kind. They really cared about my feelings. But that made me all the more worried. For a guy like me, he used to go to a sports-focused boys' school and live together with his dad in an all-male household. That was always good enough. I never even thought about the color of food. Apparently, when it comes to meals in the girls' dormitory, those kinds of details are also important.
But this is really delicious. So much that I want seconds.
Everyone seemed satisfied. It felt like this was the moment when they've opened up to me the most so far. I'm gonna say it, now's my chance. I stood up and got everyone's attention. Please listen as you eat. This is about the boarders' chores. Would it be alright to increase them a little? I'm a student too, so it's pretty tough for me. For example, if I could just get you guys to clean the bathroom, that would be a really big help. Everyone looked at each other as if they were trying to figure out what the others were thinking. Obviously, no one was going to be happy about increasing their chores. But
okay, I understand.
When the oldest, Yuka-san, responded like that, others nodded in agreement.
It must be tough for Minase-kun. You can tell that just by looking. The truth is, I was kind of worried about it. He even fixed the leaks in the roof.
In return, I'll try harder than ever to make good food for you.
We could eat this kind of delicious food every day. It sounds good, doesn't it, Ryoko? I might want to live here too. Just that will be enough?
There's one more thing. This was the main issue. I think that we should get Habane-san to do something too. Habane-san was sitting at the furthest end of the table, separated from everyone, and looked uncomfortable while she was eating. She jumped in surprise when I called her name. Everyone looked at her.
But Habane-san is...
She has a walking disability, but she can use her hands normally. There are things that she could do.
After all, she helped us with today's dinner. That's only because you forced me to do it.
This had a huge impact on the boarders, who until just now had been eating the food and saying how delicious it was. They looked at her in admiration, which embarrassed her. Thanks to Habane-san's help, the dinner preparations went smoothly. If she keeps helping, we might be able to prepare more dishes. It's not that I disliked cooking, but preparing food for so many people was quite exhausting physically. If that's okay with you, could you help me with the meal preparations?
I wouldn't really mind if it's just that.
Yeah, I'm counting on you, I said, and Kotori looked away as she nodded quietly. It's a little different than the other chores, but in order to be fair, I want Habane-san to help out where she can from now on. Everyone still had their reservations about that idea, and they exchanged glances in silence. I knew that Habane-san and the other boarders have had quite a distant relationship until now. However, there was one person who couldn't read the situation. Or maybe she actually understood it better than the others.
Approved!
Kaneko-san raised her hand and the others soon followed.
If she can do that, I think it would be great. I think so too, Yuka-san. I always thought it was a little strange she had no chores.
Starting tomorrow, I'll be counting on you.
And we'll be counting on you, Dorm Mother. And on you, Kotori-chan.
Habane-san was sullen until the end. Since she kept herself from using any verbal abuse she's so good at, it seems that she tentatively gave her consent. Maybe it was tentatively. Thanks for today, Geha. You really helped me out.
Don't mention it. When you're in trouble, I'll come to your rescue. That's how it's always been, right?
Same goes for you, too.
Quack.
Hat came waddling from down the corridor.
Oh, Duck-san! What's up? Have you come to see me off?
Quack. He flapped his wings facing a Geha. Maybe he's saying thanks for helping Habane-san. This guy cares about his roommate.
Then when you go back to her room, tell her that I had fun today.
Quack. Hat responded as if he completely understood what a Geha had said and waddled off.
He's cute.
Well then, take care on your way back.
Sure, see you later.
Quack, quack.
Hat? Where did you go? Here, have a cucumber snack.
Quack.
Hey, listen, Hat. I helped with making dinner today. It was, well, some sort of chicken stew. Everyone said it was delicious. I ate it too. It really was delicious. Isn't that great?
Quack, quack.
Foo-foo. Today will be over soon. But it was fun. Let's go!
Oh. Ha, ha, ha. I pushed down on the heavy pedals and the gears creaked. Sometimes I was worried that the chain, which was stretched to its limit, would snap and fly off. However, there was no time to think about that during the hill climb. Ha, ha. Damn, I'll quit it. This torturous sport. I wasn't proud of this, but I decided not to put myself through any pointless hardships. I didn't enjoy putting in a lot of effort. I was doing my best only because there was something fun afterwards. At that time, I was getting closer and closer to it. Ha, ha, ha. Finally, the top. As I climbed to the top of the slope, the view instantly widened. Below me was the town spreading far into the distance in the steep downhill road. Finally, it was time for my reward. I lowered my posture, kicked down on the pedals, and accelerated in the blink of an eye. I faced the headwind that would have been so problematic on flat ground and cut through it like a bullet. During a downhill ride, I could reach almost 80 kilometers per hour. With that speed, I could overtake a car driving through the city. If I fell off my bike now, I'd have been seriously injured. No joke, I could even die. After all, we were almost completely exposed while we were racing. The road was winding, and on top of that, it wasn't perfectly even. At high speeds, when I was entrusting my body to the inertia, the wheels were bouncing on the uneven surface of the road. However, I didn't feel any fear. I only felt overwhelming exhilaration. Nevertheless, I didn't lose focus. I wasn't dismissing the possibility of some unforeseen occurrences. Even so... Nope. When I opened my eyes, I thought I was on that hospital bed. I certainly wasn't familiar with this ceiling, but I soon realized that it wasn't the hospital. It's my room, huh? It still didn't really feel like my room, though. Still laying down in the bed, I absent-mindedly tried to recall my dream. I forgot most of what occurred from the shock of waking up, but I still had the general idea of what kind of dream it was. I pulled the alarm clock to myself. 11:42 a.m. It's noon already. Even though it was Sunday, I've slept too long. I didn't need to prepare breakfast on Sundays. As for things like fixing leaks and other jobs that could be done quickly, I did most of them yesterday. A Sunday with nothing to do. I got out of bed and looked down at my knee. The scar from surgery was clearly visible there. It's been a while since I've last dreamed about that time. I was so busy and distracted by the new place in the last few days that I hadn't had time for any unnecessary thoughts. But it seems like when things calmed down a little, the memories came flooding back. Because of that, I was strangely sluggish and didn't really feel like getting out of bed. Someone knocked on the door.
Akon, are you awake? Hey!
It was Sanai-san, the third-year boarder. She was quite a cheerful person, but she was quite reserved towards me. Despite that, now...
Akon, wake up! Hey, Akon!
I'm awake. I answered the door, then got out of bed and approached... I answered, then got out of bed and approached the door. What is it?
Well, you see, you have a visitor.
I found it strange for Sanai-san to get so excited. I quickly got changed and left the room. I have a feeling I know who this is. When I walked into the entry hall... Oh shit, no, this is not who I thought it was. Yo, Aoi. Anchan! So Anchan's the visitor. The boarders poked their head out from behind the wall of the hallway and looked at Anchan from a distance. It was just like Anchan to be completely unfazed by this weird spectacle. Here, eat this with everyone. Anchan said as he passed me a welcoming present. What's this? Shingen mochi? It was a gift from a neighbor, but we couldn't finish it all. Ah, it's the usual thing. Anchan had always been popular with women, especially much older ladies. He was often getting various gifts and refreshments from all these elderly women. Oops. Nope, go back. Go back! What was the logs? Shit. If he just walked around the whole town one day, he could be a millionaire. Well, there would be no shortage of things to eat at least. I took Anchan's present and passed it to Yuka-san and the others, who were half hidden behind the wall of the hallway. Here, he said we should eat this together.
Hey, Yuka.
Shit.
Hey, who's that guy? What's his connection to you?
He's my childhood friend, Anchan.
Childhood friend, huh?
The others all went, as well. Anchan, come in. I'll pour you a cup of tea or something. But this is a girls' dorm, right? Yeah, you're right. Because I'm staying here, I don't really think about it that often. Well then... Come on, I'll treat you to lunch. Oh wait, that was him. Come on, I'll treat you to lunch, kid. How is it, living here? It's nice and relaxing. Come on. You don't feel like you're back in your hometown at all when you look at that scenery, right? Yeah, I guess not. This area underwent a complete redevelopment and it felt like a new town. There were numerous brand new buildings and the roads were neatly paved. There wasn't a trace of the Kazagara that I once knew. But I remember this street. After all, I used to come by here almost every day. It leads to the Kazami shopping district. It's the place where me, Ageha, and the others were born and raised. A small shopping district was here. My family ran a small real estate agency here. Ageha's family had a sporting goods store. Masatsuku's family had a ramen restaurant. Then there was Anchan's place, a small workshop near the shopping street. My childhood friends and I were all the kids of Kazami shopping district, so we all played together. However, the shopping district disappeared due to the reconstruction. Have you been to Windy yet? I've been to the underground shopping district a few times. I went there to buy groceries. That was where I went yesterday with Ageha and Habani-san. So you haven't seen the above ground part yet? Nope. I was busy, so I hadn't been there. And let's take a look and grab something to eat while we're at it. Whoa. It's pretty amazing, huh? Yeah. Windy Kazagara. It was a large shopping mall built on the site of the small Kazami shopping district where we grew up. I've been to the underground level before, but I've always entered using the back entrance, which is nearest to the dormitory, so I didn't know what it was like above. Even though I imagined the big building, I can't believe that the Kazami shopping district used to be here. It was one of the biggest retail facilities in the country. Along with the Windmill Hill, it's one of the new famous spots in Kazagara. It didn't feel at all like I had come back to my hometown. On the contrary, it felt like I was lost in some unknown country. What happened to everyone from the shopping street? The ones who wanted to set up their shops in here. Some moved elsewhere, but everyone's doing fine. Ageha said that she'd moved. When it comes to Ageha...
Ah! Anchan!
Oh, there she is. Ageha somehow appeared with perfect timing.
You're terrible having fun all by yourselves. You should have called me.
But you were helping out at your family's shop, weren't you?
I just finished.
Ageha replied. She was standing in front of Himegi Sports. That's what it said on the sign. Oh yeah, you told me that you moved and your shop is at Windy now. Himegi Sports. Oh fuck, I can't even go back, man. As far as I remembered, it was a small town sports goods store, but now it seemed more like a trendy sports store aimed at younger people. As far as I remembered, it was a small town's yayage. They probably considered the different kind of customers they'd get in a shopping mall, but it's so different from how it was when I was a kid that I was taken aback a little.
Ahem, it's really great now.
I didn't know your dad had an eye for what young people like. I said while slightly dazed.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Hotaru.
When she called out, a girl slightly smaller than Ageha came out of the store.
What is it, H-chan? Anchan and Aoi are here. Huh?
Hotaru instantly opened her eyes wide and looked up at me. Apparently, she couldn't believe that this big guy standing here was really me. In that case, I should prove myself. Long time no see, Hotaru. I rubbed Hotaru's head in the same way that Anchan did to me.
Aoi, stop it.
I brushed her hair without reservation, shaking her head in the process. She was Ageha's younger sister. She was only 1 year younger, so we used to play together a lot as kids. Her personality was the complete opposite of her sister, shy and quiet. You've gotten bigger too. Rub rub.
Aoi, I feel dizzy. Hey, don't bully my younger sister.
I'm not bullying her. Am I, Hotaru?
Don't pinch my cheeks.
I let go of her, but kept her head swaying for a while.
Jeez, that's too much for the first meeting in 5 years. Hotaru, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just a bit dizzy. It's really you, Aoi.
I'm back, Hotaru. Do you want me to rub your head again? When I moved my hand towards her,
Eek!
Hotaru jumped back and hid behind Ageha.
Don't be mean.
BAM! She punched me in the ribs. I just wanted to cherish Hotaru a little. However, when it concerned Hotaru, Ageha could be rather overprotective. I was planning to come and see Hotaru soon anyway.
I see. We go to the same school, so I should have brought her to see you.
Hotaru goes there too?
Yeah.
That was a surprise. I was convinced that Hotaru would definitely go to a regular school.
Everyone is really influenced by Anshan.
I told you to stop saying that. Anshan graduated from Keifu Academy. Because it was a school that Anshan went to, Ageha and the others all took the entrance exams. It was the obvious choice. Although I knew this particular school when I returned, I did consider some alternatives before my admission. But in the end, I was swayed by Anshan's influence as well.
By the way, what are you two doing? Could it be a date?
Bingo.
Huh? I knew it!
Hey, Anshan! It's kind of similar, right? I thought I'd treat Anshan to lunch. You want to tag along?
I'm in. I'll go.
In that case, we have to invite that guy too. Otherwise, he'll be sulking later.
It's no good. If you meet my boy, he's busy today.
What, he's got some plans?
Genuine date? He was boasting about it a lot yesterday. But isn't she cute? Ma-kun's girlfriend.
If that's how it is, we can't get in his way. We'll go without him.
Yay! Eating with Anshan! We haven't had a meal together in some time.
Where should we go? Anywhere's fine by me. Anshan asked me. Even if you ask me, I still wouldn't know my way around here. There are many restaurants here, but they were all unfamiliar to me.
Isn't it obvious? When we get together, there's only one place for us to go.
Said Ageha, and Hotaru nodded. I also remembered with a slight delay.
Taiyukin!
Mabo's dad doesn't hold back, does he? I felt like my ramen was going to come back up, but I somehow kept it down by holding my belly with my hand.
That's because you got carried away and asked for extra large serving. I was right choosing just a large portion. That's still quite a lot, H-chan.
It was more than usual. That's probably a special service for Aoi. Anshan, who ate a similar extra large serving, was completely unfazed.
Mabo's dad was pleased to see you again, Aini. He gave us a discount too.
But to think that Taiyukin would still be around. Taiyukin was a Chinese restaurant at the former Kazami shopping district. It was also Masatsugu's house. They used to serve regular set menus too, but after moving here they've changed direction. It became like one of the new wave ramen restaurants that are so popular in the city.
Business is booming. Recently it was featured in a magazine and the number of young customers was increasing, so Mabo's dad's very happy. His photo is in there too. It was really cool. He had a towel wrapped around his head, his arm crossed, and a confident look on his face.
Masatsugu was like his father. In other words, he gets carried away easily and tends to show off just like him. During town sports events, karaoke competitions and such, he was always the center of attention, regardless of the results. There wasn't anything nostalgic there though, apart from Mabo's dad. The taste was completely different. Before it was plain soy sauce ramen, but now it had become pork belly and seafood double soup. Just like this place, everybody changes.
That's right. 5 years has passed after all.
Yeah, I guess. 5 years was a lot of time, but some things haven't changed. Masatsugu's dad was still the same as always. The same goes for Ageha, Hotaru, and Anshan. The things I wanted to stay the same the most were all still here. Hold on, I'll go get something to drink. Anshan made his way to the bench by the side of the passage and went to buy some juice. Hotaru accompanied him. Ageha and I sat down on the bench.
Hey, Aoi.
What is it?
Have you decided which club you want to join?
I replied vaguely. There is one that I thought would be fine.
Which one?
It's still just a candidate.
Come on, just tell me already.
I don't even know if it's a proper club or not.
What is it?
You're in the robotics club, right?
Yes, it's the most popular in our school.
If I remember correctly, you're entering contests. Do they fight? When I thought of robots, I imagined them firing missiles and flying through the air.
Well, yeah, something like that. It's probably different from what you're thinking about. They do obstacle courses, carry and stack things, and so on.
What kind of fighting is that?
We battle in terms of robot technology. Every year a theme is chosen and we make ones that would fit with it. Are you interested?
I don't know. Even if you say you're building robots, I don't really get it.
Well, I guess you wouldn't. Lately, we're always getting eliminated in the first round, and nobody even finds it that surprising. If you joined and straightened everyone out, I'd be really grateful.
Why don't you do it yourself?
No, it's not really in my nature.
If I had to say, Ageha liked to do things at her own pace.
They were more enthusiastic in the past, though. Once they were even the runner-up in the Nationals.
Wow, that's amazing.
That time, the one who made the robot was... Say, you remember the girl we saw the other day? The super repeat student Mochizuku Amane-san?
Yeah, I remember her.
That's because she's pretty, isn't it?
Nah, that's not it. Well, it could be one of the reasons. Unconvinced, Ageha continued her story.
When Amane-san was the first year, she managed to become a runner-up in the competition using a robot that she'd made almost entirely by herself. She lost during the final round, but apparently it was only due to a trivial mistake. She pushed the wrong button on the controller.
There are no what-ifs in a match, but the national championship slipped through her fingers. She was in her first year?
Yeah, she's kinda special. What's the matter, Anchan?
Before we knew it, Anchan and Hotaru were back and watching us from a distance. Which will it be? Lemonade or orange juice?
Lemonade!
I'll have the orange juice then. I took the can of juice and pulled the tab open.
Thanks!
Anchan was quietly watching us enjoy drinking our juice. What's the matter? Nothing. It just looks like we've gone back to the past. The two of you are sitting together again. Or are together again. Ageha and I exchanged glances as we swallowed our juice. We both realized we were embarrassed, then laughed.
There's one person missing though. It's typical for Mabu to not be here at a time like this.
He's always been like that.
Even when we all got caught playing tricks, he'd always run away by himself. But later on, he would always apologize while crying. That guy really is a handful, isn't he?
Ageha sighed as she said that, and Hotaru and I laughed. And that Mabo is a girlfriend now. You guys should do your best too. Anchan's tease made the rest of us blush.
I'm fine as is. I don't know about Aoi though. Really?
I've just come back here, haven't I?
And yet you're the dorm mother of a girls' dormitory filled with real cuties and you're getting along with them already. Huh?
Hey, don't say weird stuff. Ah, that girl, huh? She sure was cute.
Even you, Anchan?
Hotaru gave me a rather scary look. Hotaru, it's not like that. I'm just working as a dorm mother.
Since you're handsome, Aoi, you'll get a girlfriend in no time.
I said it's not like that. Oh jeez, my throat got dry. I drank down the rest of the juice in one gulp. Ageha grinned as she looked at me while Hotaru seemed worried. Well then, I'm gonna get going.
Huh? You're going back already?
Sorry, but I have an urgent job to do this evening. And thanks for inviting me out today, Anchan. Don't mention it, I had fun too. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. Anchan came back and took some small parts from his pocket. Here, this is what you asked for. Those are the parts that Amane-senpai had requested. What do you do with those? They're parts for a glider. A glider? I was told it's a meteor of sorts. A senpai at school asked me for them.
Aha!
Suddenly, Ageha spoke in a really loud voice.
You mean Amane-senpai, don't you? If you're talking about gliders, it can't be anyone but her.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the meaning of this? When did you get to know her?
Just recently. It would be a long story, so I tried to dodge the question. It would also contain some things I'd rather not talk about.
Hey, Anchan, is she that? Yeah, it's that beautiful girl.
Ugh. The Himegi sisters gave me suspicious glares once again.
Listen, Hotaru, you know, while Aoi's been away from this town, he's become a bit of a pervert. Is that so? I'm afraid it is.
Hey, don't fill her head with such nonsense! Watching you guys really puts my mind at ease. Don't just stand there laughing, back me up, Anchan. What, it's not a bad thing. Devoting yourself to something, falling in love with someone. Anchan put his arm around my shoulder. You should find something new soon, Aoi. He said into my ear so that only I could hear that. Then he let go of me. See ya! Don't make too much noise in a public space. Anshan waved his hand and went home. After we parted from Anshan, we dropped by Himegi's porch to say hello to Ugeha's father, and I got kept up there. They treated me with tea and cake until it was evening. When I was walking along the way leading to the dormitory, somehow I didn't feel like coming back just yet. I guess I'll go for a little stroll. It's changed a lot around here too. Before, there was only embankment here. We used to fish for crucian or koi carps here, but now they built a promenade here and it became quite the walking course. Well, this was just right for taking a stroll. While I was walking slowly, I absent-mindedly gazed at the lake dyed indigo orange by the setting sun. While my hometown had changed a lot in 5 years, the most important things had not. You'd find something new soon, Aoi. Find something, huh? As I muttered to myself, I looked at the scenery on the opposite bank. The windmills lined up on the gentle slope were slowly turning in the wind. Even so, Chef's ramen was really tasty. Next time I'll try tsukemen.
Tsukemen.
There was someone a little further away. It was a petite girl. She was holding her hand on the fence and just like me, was gazing at the windmill hill on the opposite bank. Someone's here? I thought there was nobody here and I was talking to myself, but it seems that she heard me. Uh-huh? You're that... She had a different air about her, so I didn't realize straight away, but she was without a doubt that girl I met at the supermarket yesterday. The girl who bought a lot of 2,980 yen per 100 grams meat to make curry. Was the curry any good?
How do you know about that?
Don't you remember? Yesterday in the supermarket.
That probably wasn't me.
Huh? What on earth was she talking about?
Oh, that Ne-san. Was she walking around cluelessly and someone tried to pick her up again, I wonder?
Ne-san?
It was sukiyaki and sashimi.
Huh?
Yesterday's dinner.
Ah, I thought so. She's talking about that shopping at the supermarket. Well, that was to be expected. There's no way you would use something like that to make a curry. Apparently she has some common sense in the end.
Well then, I'll be going.
Yeah. She left, giving off a cold impression, as if talking with me was a bother. It felt completely different when I met her in the supermarket. I also got on my way back, while wondering about the complete change of the girl whose name I didn't even know. It wasn't far from the lake to the dormitory. I didn't have much time to think before I arrived. Something new. The parts I received from Anshan were in my pocket. As I touched them with my hand, I looked up at the clouds floating slowly across the evening sky. These things are going to fly there, huh? Those are parts of the glider. That means that they'll become a part of that white aircraft and soar with it as it catches the wind with those big wings, beyond those clouds. The reason why I impulsively gazed at the sky might be the influence of that girl I met some time ago. Driving away my silly fantasy, I went through the dormitory's gate and...
Ha! Not yet! Don't move yet!
Habane-san, sitting in her wheelchair with her back bent over, was slowly and steadily pushing the wheels. It was almost as though she was walking on tiptoes. What is she up to this time? I got quite used to her strange behavior, but I still couldn't tell what she was doing right away. What she was glaring at was... a cat? There it was, laying rolled up on the stone steps, licking and grooming itself. And on the opposite end, Hat was waiting for orders. Is she trying to attack from both sides? That's what it looked like. But what were they trying to...
Now, Hat!
Interrupting my thoughts, Habane-san gave the signal.
Quack, quack, quack!
The hat then immediately approached the cat from behind while flapping its wings. The cat jumped up in surprise and escaped in the opposite direction, where Hibane-san was waiting to catch it.
Yeah!
There's no way this would work. The cat, with brilliant footwork like that of a pro football player, evaded Hibane-san and escaped.
Ah, it got away.
Quack, quack.
You really were trying to attack.
Oh, you really were trying to attack from both sides.
You got a problem?
Hibane-san frowned when she realized I was watching. Why were you trying to catch the cat?
Isn't it obvious? I was gonna stroke it.
She said that like it was a natural thing to do. If she caught a scared cat that was running away, it would only struggle, and at worst, scratch and hurt her. Next time, make a better strategy. You know, like luring it with a piece of fountain grass, for example.
I'll think about it.
She said as she earnestly wrote a memo. It looked like she always has a notebook tucked away in her wheelchair.
More importantly,
Pow! She pointed at me. This was a sign that she had a bone to pick with me.
you're late. Where have you been loitering around?
I went for a walk. That's why I'm late. Her tone was like that of a mother scolding her child. Did she want something from me?
The preparations for dinner. You're the one who asked me to help.
It's still only 5 o'clock though.
I don't care. You haven't told me when we would start.
Sorry, if we started about 6, we should finish on time.
I see. Well, then I'll do that from tomorrow on.
She said as she wrote another note. Could it be that you were waiting for me? She must have gotten bored, which is why she decided to catch the cat.
Yes, I was. However, I was waiting to fulfill my duties. Don't get any funny ideas.
I don't know what sort of funny ideas you mean. Could you give me a few examples? I tried teasing her a little.
But figure that out for yourself. Anyway, let's go. I'm already starving, you know. Right, Hat?
Cute.
See, Hat's hungry too.
Yes. Well then, it's a little early, but let's get started.
Say, what are we having today?
Mapo eggplants and egg soup.
Is that tasty?
Yeah, it's great. It's my specialty.
So it's tasty.
Quack.
When I passed through the dormitory door, I noticed that my uneasiness had vanished. She teamed up with a duck to catch a cat by attacking it from both sides. I chuckled when I remembered this, but then I realized I felt strangely comfortable by her side, and I started feeling weird again. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save it right here. Looks like we have some more Amane-san to look forward to next time. Alright, so obviously, probably the biggest thing to happen in this episode is that we've met the two twin-tailed sisters. From the description of the game, I could get a sense of kind of our relationship with Habane-san, what that was going to be like, or Kotori, I'll say. But these twin-tailed sisters, they didn't really mention that in the description of the game at all. So I have absolutely no idea what role they're going to be playing in this story. Obviously they have a significant role because they're pretty prominently depicted in lots of the imagery for like the advertising of this game. But yeah, I really have zero clue what they're gonna, like, what kind of role they're gonna play. I think they might go to our school. I mean, I imagine they must, right? Like, that would only make sense. But I guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? Considering that we've been introduced to them, it's very likely that we may have some more run-ins with them in the next episode, very possibly. But yeah, we got to meet Hotaru's we got to meet Ageha's little sister, Hotaru. And we may be coming around to some feelings for Kotori, whatever those may be. But That's going to be it for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any of the videos series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.